Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay guys, we got two of the craziest mythical champions just recently in that 2x Primal event. I've been waiting to build out this new Chimera team so I could record it for you guys, and it's going to include some of the big guns. So this is the team that I'm looking to build. Basically, I want a team that's going to give me a lot more trials and therefore more of the relic materials. We're going to be using Toshiro, who's one of the best damage dealers for Hydra and Chimera in the game. I also got the Star Sage Galathir, so I'm going to attempt to do a build quite similar to what this guy has done here in the Optimizer. So actually, I'll just show you quickly what I did here. So on the Optimizer, I just literally went to Team Optimizer. I went to Chimera, Ultra Nightmare, and then I hit Find Team. And then really I could just say include Toshiro, and I could also say include Galathir. Okay, so they're two things I could do. But ultimately, what I was looking for is a high trials team. Damn, I actually hadn't seen this one here, though. So this is a team that I was going to build out with Senna, Galathir, Mikage, Toshiro, and Lamasu. But this is quite an interesting one as well, with 17 max trials from having Lydia and Tomb Lord in the mix. Pretty damn interesting. I'm just wondering if... No, okay. I was like, any chance any of these are just running full auto? That would be insanely beneficial. Got another 15 trial one here, just basically throwing Lydia in instead of Senna. I think the one with Senna, firstly, it gives me a lot more damage, but it also gives me a lot more kind of like room for error, I guess. You know, bearing in mind I'm going to have the healing and stuff going off as well, and the revives. I guess I've got Galathir revive, Senna revive. There's a lot going on in this team. Anyway, this is one we're going to go for. You can see there's a whole bunch of different sort of runs of this. If I hit view team on any of them, it gives me like a full breakdown of the actual build, but also things like how many blessings do they have, and which is really important. My team will not going to have anywhere near the same sort of blessing count. I'm wondering if it's the same dude that's run it over multiple times. Could be, actually. No, this one is different. This one is different. You can see the different gear sets going off. But they're all high blessings, which I do not have on this squad. So I think this one feels closest to what I can achieve. Or maybe it's going to be this one, actually. Interesting, though. Relentless on Mikage and on Galathir. Really fast Relentless on both of these two. Anyway, okay. So this is what we're going to do. Going to build them out. Now, I noticed that they're basically using Form 1 for Galathir and Form 1 for Toshiro. I have been able to book up Toshiro. Basically, I've been holding my mythical books, waiting for somebody like this fella to come along. I have also booked up Form 1 for Galathir, and Form 2, actually. I've booked Galathir in full, so I know that I'm going to be using him a ton. Don't think I bothered with Form 2 for Toshiro, it's just not as strong. So... but it looks so sweet. The skin is so sweet on Form 2. Anyway, why are these guys so crazy? I guess we're about to find out. You can see mine's 2-star and 2-star. So not going to get the same sort of blessing stats across. But this guy scales from attack and HP in his forms. And he's got this kind of like leech and drop defense mechanic on his A3. Gets an extra hit if the enemies are under more debuffs. So we get a double hitter here. And he's got this attacks 4 times at random. Obviously, this is great against Chimera because it's attacks 4 times concentrated. Each hit increases this champion's attack and HP whilst he stays in this base form up to 100%. So we're going to double whatever numbers I pull together here for his attack and HP. If a target is under leech, and obviously he's placing the leech, which is also our healing mechanic, this champion's attack and HP are increased by 10% instead. So basically, once you've done this ability twice, then you're near enough capping this out, providing leeches out there. Damage inflicted by this skill is also increased by 15% for each leech debuff on the enemy team. So this is where it comes insane for Hydra, because you're going to get an extra 60% damage, and for Chimera it's just an extra 15% damage. We've got this passive as well, so fills his turn meter by 5% every time they attack a target under leech. So again, we're going to be attacking 4 times here. I say 20% turn meter fill just for doing your basic attack, as long as we keep leech out. Inflicts 25% more damage to enemies under leech as well. So you get a straight 25 plus you get another 15 here, so 40% more damage. And against Hydra, it scales even crazier than that. Like, that's an extra 80% more damage against Hydra. So, damn, this guy has got a lot in his kit. Because he places a lot of debuffs, and the debuffs are essential to his build. We take Nature's Wrath here. The Nature's Wrath, even at 2-star, I'm getting attack and HP, and a lot of it, which is how he scales his damage, both of those stats. So, really, really good. Even 1-star will give you a lot of extra HP for more damage. But obviously, I'd like to get to the 4-star, which gives me the 30% increased crit damage plus more HP. And then the 5-star gives me more accuracy and stuff as well. So any high blessings here are huge for this champ. And on top of that, I would get more damage per debuff. Because at the moment, I'm only getting, what's this? Increases the damage inflicted by the champion by 2% for every debuff they place up to 6. So I get up to 6% damage modifier here. If I was to get a 5-star on this guy, it'd be like 15. If we got a 6-star, I'd get up to 30% more damage for Nature's Wrath. So you can see how it's very difficult to scale to the same level as what these guys are doing unless I get the same sort of blessings. So yeah. Anyway, he's going to be one of the champs that I'm interested in building out here. And then Star Sage, I think Star Sage. So looking at this build that I'm looking at here from the optimizer, he's got polymorph on, so it's an arena kind of like setup. But what's going on with this guy? We've got Phil's turn meter of allies on the A1. We've got full cleanse and heal on the A2, and a turn meter Phil and block debuffs. Is there enough going on in one skill there? And then we've got on the A3 a revive with good HP and turn meter and perfect veil, which I'm assuming I can just place even if I'm not reviving, which is how we're doing some of the trials. So that's interesting. We've also got this passive going off. This champion receives less damage based on his resistance up to 25%, which is why he's so annoying to fight in Siege, by the way, because you just build tons of resistance on this guy. And we've also got the active, prevents this champion's death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when receiving Fatal, then equalizes their HP to the levels of other people. The HP level will be brought up to the average level. So it's basically got an inbuilt on a 3-turn, anti-death mechanic, which in Chimera is really, really helpful, like really important. So yeah, I think in terms of blessing for this guy, I'm just interested actually on the optimizer if anyone has run this guy with a different blessing, or if this is literally the whole same account going off again and again. It could well be. I think it is. So it's just got polymorph everywhere. Because I'm going to be using him in Siege, it might just be the better one for me to take as well. I'm just thinking, what should I take to maximize what we're trying to do here? Could be as simple as getting a little bit more benefit from Intimidating Presence. I could also just have him bring in some Brimstone damage into this team. Maybe that's better actually, some Brimstone damage, just to try and keep Smite on the Chimera as much as I can. So I think that's probably best for now. And then we will get these guys built out. Okay, I've done a bunch of the groundwork here. So my Lamassu, I've actually got a kind of preset build in Reflex. And this build here is a Reflex build. So this is like a relatively high speed, enough accuracy to land my stuff, relatively kind of like tanky setup in Reflex. So we're going to equip this. Oh, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it through the optimizer again to see if anything I've got improves. So I guess I could show you the different settings that I'm running in the optimizer. My Senna was already built, I think, as strong as I can get. So we're going to leave Senna as she was. She's in a 9-piece protection set with high resistance 515. I kind of want 520, so I'm close, but not exactly where I want to be. I don't think I'd get anything for Chimera. I don't even know if you can get anything for Chimera right now. But high defense, high HP, good defense, and high speed. If I had more dust, I would keep rolling here to try and just get myself resistance on this, and then I would get that resistance cap that I'm after. But I'm close enough, I think, that I'm not too fussed. Got resistance already here, and basically picked this relic because it gives me my resistance and defense and the ability to stay alive. Senna's really in here to boost a ton of turn meter. So she's like this turn meter bot whilst giving us healing, and she's a revive for me. So really, really great champion for Hydra and Chimera. So yeah, Senna already built and good to go. I've then gone for Galathir. So Galathir, we've just asked the optimizer to find me high speed, at least 520 resistance, and then focus on HP and defense, finding that in Relentless gear. I hadn't added Relentless actually yet. So Relentless, it's going to be interesting because I don't really have anyone in Relentless gear that I'm actively using. So I can literally go in and just say, grab gear off anyone on my account. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of quality gear I've got there. Mikage, we're pushing into a 9-piece protection set, which is a bit different to the save team here, but it's going to give me more damage. She's got a 6-star blessing right now, so I've got her with cruelty on. That's how she was already kind of like set up. So for her, we're looking for high speed and then HP and defense. And then Toshiro, I've tried to get a 6-piece merciless set from this kind of like minimum 230 speed, which is a bit less than we've got in the build I'm trying to copy. I am taking a minimum requirement for the content of accuracy of 425, and then we will hit optimize and see what we will find. Okay then, the optimizer has done its magic. So let's see what's going on. We've got the Lamassu build here. I think it is exactly the build that I had previously had as a safe build, which is, I guess, good. Shows that my previous build was working, but we can equip in game. It shows it here. We can just see the sort of stat changes from my current Lamassu build to my current Lamassu build is high speed, like arena style, but we will put those pieces on. That is now on Lamassu. We have got my Galathir, so I'm interested to see what sort of stats we gain here. 540 resistance, nice. 328 speed, high HP, high defense. In Relentless gear, just seeing who it's coming from. Okay, it's coming, actually a piece is coming from my Senna, which I don't want to happen. I can equip in game. Okay, so just taking off the Senna boot, I'm just going to try and find, let's just equip that so that it knows I've got the right gear on. Let's just try and find a different set of speed boots with decent resistance. Let's go priority stats. Resistance high, so that I don't end up stealing from my Senna. Okay, so 35 resistance here is beautiful. It's a smaller size speed boot. I don't really care about that. I can just still try and flip to speed here. Try my luck. I don't want to use too much of my dust. I don't have a lot right now, but we are going for a long-term build here with Galathir. So come on, dust. Yes, okay. Okay, so we only get the 9 instead of the 15, but still it's a good build. And with all of my builds here, I will go through and just kind of like enhance glyphage and all that type of stuff before we land on sort of final stats. So I'll do all of that after I've done my optimizing. So yeah, Galathir done. Right, Lady Mikage, let's just have a look here. So we will be in a 9-piece protection. Okay, that looks good. Equipping game. Lady Mikage, going fast. Doesn't need the accuracy. I'm just like, hold on a minute, that's not enough accuracy. That's fine. And then last one to do is my Toshiro. I'm interested to see what we get here. 6.2k attack, 57-ish k HP. Good speed for my gear level. Enough accuracy and some crit damage. And we're taking that off of some of my Trunda build. I'm also going to... This is where it's a little bit tricky. Like I'm having to rip apart builds, which are important builds to me. So builds like my Nuke build, I'm going to have to go and readjust that. My Trunda, I still use Trunda a lot in my Hydra content. So things like that, I'm going to have to adjust. But for the sake of today, we're going to go for those builds. And that should now be everybody ready to go. I'm going to go through and do all the glyphage, and then I'll show you final builds. Okay, then. We have got some builds already. So 6-piece Merciless gives us the ignore defense. On Toshiro here, I've managed to crank up to 63k HP, 6.5k attack, 244 speed, just over 300% crit damage with a 430 accuracy. He's wearing my Cat's Gaze. It's the only one I own, but I figure extra crit damage, ignoring defense is all going to be good. We've got booked out, and then I've basically done Helm Smasher with the chance to kind of like reduce cooldowns on the support tree for his masteries. My Galathir, oh, I keep clicking on this guy for Galathir. My Galathir is like basically a resistance build in terms of masteries with damage reduction and then healing as a sort of secondary tree. And I've got the wand on him mainly for the speed and the HP. Plus I'm going to be using him a lot in arena. Relentless gear with basically high speed, 339, high HP, high defense, and then high resistance. We've then got Mikage in 9-piece protection, which gives us additional damage and very high chance to protect buffs. So it's going to be really good for my team. We've got high speed, 358, lots of HP, lots of defense, and a reasonable amount of resistance, but that was just kind of like that naturally happened rather than I went for it. So I could push a little bit more stats elsewhere. I've not gone like crazy on her glyphage on stuff, but pretty damn high level build. My Lamassu is in reflex gear. Again, like pretty high speed, high HP and defense, 328 on the speed there, and then high accuracy to land her debuffs. And my Senna build, as I say, didn't touch this one. This is, again, 9-piece protection to protect those buffs. Pretty fast at 339. High HP, high defense, and high resistance. So, actually, I didn't show you. Mikage's got like War Master for her mastery. She's wearing the Gilded Dragonstone. My Lamassu has got the Hand of Uncreation, mainly for that massive accuracy boost. And she has got accuracy as her main kind of mastery. And then my Senna has got resistance in her mastery set, pretty similar to my Galathir mastery, actually. And she is wearing the Dragonstone as well. Let's do it! Okay then, so I've thrown the Lamassu in as my lead. That way I get the speed in all battles aura. I do have like an auto setup just to make sure that if I do decide to run an auto, we're going to be good. But ultimately, we're going to be getting as many hits in as I can. Obviously, pushing turn meter on my champ. So things like the continuous heals with Senna pushes my turn meter. For my Galathir, we're just going to be doing block debuffs and sort of turn meter push, I guess. So this is my first time running this. I'm guessing I just try and get as many abilities away from my Toshiro as I can. So we're going to go decrease defense and leech to get our debuffs out there. Obviously, we're going to be pushing turn meter whenever I can. We're just going to, I don't know, man. I guess I just A1 here until he's used his A2 on my Toshiro. Toshiro gets the additional attack with Mikage. So we go A2 here, and that's the one that I want to reset as often as I can with my Lamassu. So when Lamassu gets her next turn, she is going to basically give a reset to Toshiro. The A1 doing 450k already. Reset, because we've still got the drop defense and leech out there, we're just going to go again. We're basically stacking his stats up. That's over a mil from that hit. And this is basically the rinse and repeat until we get to the point where we're looking to get our different, what do you call it, challenges away. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, throwing as much damage in as I can. We're still on turn count 1, so it's going to be a while. But yeah, we're just going to keep pumping our damage in as hard as possible. And then when the different trials pop up, I'm going to see what I'm able to do on trials as well. So I guess we're just going to go with him again and just keep going with this A2. Which does obscene damage. Obscene damage. Damn, you gotta love it. So the way I tend to approach like coming into a different form, the next form, it's not actually that bad. I think it's the lion form next, which is kind of okay. But generally, I try and just, as we get towards the last wave, I try and get my abilities like back. And I try and remove a whole bunch of the buffs and sort of debuffs from me so that when I hit that form, I'm not kind of like encountering a load of the harder mechanics. Because I normally auto Chimera, it's not just like obvious to me what's coming next. So, you know, for me in particular, I'm just kind of like playing this a little bit cool here. But I'm pretty sure it's the line next, which means that's kind of the easiest form to deal with. But because I'm not used to doing trials, I'm just making sure I've got abilities at the ready so that I can just try and get on and get trials done. I made a bit of a mistake in the last one where I just didn't get my trials done in time. It's actually quite difficult to line everything up, you know, to get all of the trials done. So is what it is. So yeah, we've got the line here. He's having a go at my Mikage. What we're trying to do, we're trying to get increased defense up, which I don't think I've got in this team. damage the Chimera within 3 turns of your champions. While your champions are under buffs, we can do that. And then get a leech out there. We can do that as well. So let's get our buff count up, which is cool. Let's get our leech out there. Easy as that. Just increase our buff count here as well. Make sure we extend the buff so that that's going to keep rocking. I guess I'm going to try and get decreased speed out on this fella. So I've got more time to get stuff done. And then we should be able to just smack this guy with Toshiro and get some stuff rocking. Yeah, here we go. So damage while under leech, we're doing it. Can't do this one. Damage to Chimera while it's under drop defense and speed. Perfect. We've already got that on. We can go ally attack here, which should give me a good smack. They're going to get it done straight away. No, but nearly. Nearly. We're just going to go straight into Toshiro doing your thing again. And enable that big A2 smack. Bam. Couple of trials popped off at once. Place 10 debuffs on the Chimera within 2 of its turns. That's going to be tough to do now. That might need to come next time. Damage Chimera with counter attacks and ally attacks. I can do the ally attack, but I've just used that. So again, we might not get that done in time. Although that counts as an ally attack, I believe. Yes, it does. Beautiful. So we just need to A1 with my Mikage to get that done. Now, this dude, has this guy got the decreased resistance? Let me just see here. Place 10 debuffs, one of which needs to be decreased resistance within 2 turns, which I think I'm still in. But can I get to 10? I guess maybe we can. Let's just have a try. I'm not sure. Pretty sure he's got the decreased resistance. Yeah, here we go. So that's on. Damn, it's just like straight up taking it. That's done. Damage to Chimera using reflect damage or pain link. I don't have that locked in here. So I think the only one I can do now is this damage with ally attacks. Let's make sure we keep our debuffs up. Cool. So I'm just going to A1 here to make sure we get that ally attack off. Should get me another trial done. Yes, they're all like maxed out. Okay, 6 trials done so far. And I guess we rock on now and just get as much damage as I can in this part of the fight. Okay, we're getting towards the form change again. So just easing off the gas. Almost done 100 mil already, which is actually freaking insane compared to what I normally do. Like 150 is about as high as I get generally. So pretty mad. The amount of damage we're kicking out here. We're getting all of our abilities back ready for the form change. Pretty sure this is the one I hate the most. Yes. So he steals our buffs. And does all things awful to us. I don't have any of the poison stuff. I do have a lock active skills, actually. I do have increased speed. I do have a decreased attack. Right, okay, so we've got a bunch of this stuff. Here's my increased speed. Decreased attack, where does that live? I think that's... Is that on Lamassu? I'm trying to think. Is it on Mikage's other form? I don't think so. Let me just see if there's anything else I need from Mikage. No. She can just give us our ally attack stuff. There's my decreased attack. It's happened. I think it was Lamassu, yeah. So let me just check again. Lock active skills, I think, is on this guy's second form. Should check as well what Toshiro's second form is actually. I got resisted. Okay, I needed increased accuracy to make that happen. So maybe I come back to that in a second. Just see if I got anything actually going off here. The decreased attack is on. Our increased speed is up. Okay. Do I extend buffs first? Now, I think I'm going to need to flip form. Put the increased accuracy on. Got the decreased resistance. Good. Get a bit of damage in. Lovely. Going to go again with my chance to land. Ah, crap. It's just sent it all back at me. Block active skills. It is a hit, so I can weak hit, which is a big problem. What else have we got going on? Increase attack. Block debuffs. I can get both of those things going. Okay. So much to like mess around with here. Okay, actually I've got my increased accuracy on this guy. I forgot about that. Another turn. Give me another turn again. This is a relentless gear kicking in. I kind of need him in his other form, honestly, to get my cleanse away. So we're doing some dangerous stuff right now. There's that decrease attack. Okay, let's try again. Lock active skills. And then we've got to do damage after that. Weak hit again. So rough. It's brutal. Got increased attack up. What do I need to do? Block. Ah, damn it. I do need to actually switch his forms. How long have I got? Not too long. Save that in case he throws all these debuffs back at me. Okay, come on. How many weak hits in a row, game? How many in a row? Oh my lord. It's meant to be a what, a 30% chance or something? We got it. We got it. Okay. Okay. Come on. Let me check this is working. It is working. Let's go. Big boy hits. Did we get it? Not quite. I need another 400k. Who am I on here? Senna. Let's get some speed going. Now we can switch forms. Get this out. My block debuffs. And cleanse. Hopefully this is enough damage, is it, to get the first one away? Yes, 8 done. Burn I do not have. So this is the only other one I can get going on. Damage a Chimera with a single skill while your champions are under increased attack and block debuffs. Will not count with counter attack. So we need his A2. Toshiro's A2 here to do that. And I've not got it for a little while. Unless Lamassu is ready to feed it to me. Yes, she is. There's my increased attack. Did that just get it done anyway? Yeah. Now we need increased resistance and decreased accuracy. Don't think I've got those. Damn, there's a lot going on. A lot going on. But this is actually... I guess this is what makes the game mode fun. If you've got a team which is kind of like crazy, like my team is here, to actually be able to do the challenge stuff. Most of the time, it's just like, can I stay in the game? But it is actually good fun being able to go after the challenges. And it makes doing a run feel more worthwhile. You know, it makes doing like a manual run a bit more worth it. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, messed up on this one big time, first time round. Look at this, though. That's such a great mechanic from Galathir there, where he gets stomped on and then his passive kicks in and just basically brings him back to life. So, True Fear I cannot do. Don't believe. Place 7 unique debuffs within 5 of its turns while your champions are under increased accuracy. I can get done. I think 7 debuffs. Have I got enough debuffs in this team? Place 6 debuffs on the Chimera and 6 buffs within 2 turns. So we need to loads of buffs up, get debuffs out. Should I throw those back at me though? I did that last time and I completely forgot. So I think I'm going to have to get my buffs up first. I kind of need a bunch of turns on my Kage actually. So I'm going to get some debuffs going. Yeah, this is a tough one to do. Unless you've got someone who does like multiple debuffs. But I need to save that A2, I think, for the damage. Or am I going to cycle back around to it anyway? Maybe I just flip form and get some debuffs away in this form. I need to get 1 more there. Leech. Don't really need the heal, but whatever. Another debuff here. And the increased accuracy. Okay, we got it done. Nice. We got 1 of them done anyway. Place stun. Block 8 stun debuffs using block debuffs, intercept, or stone skin. Right, I've got block debuffs, that's fine. Place 7 unique debuffs whilst increased accuracy is up, which we've got now. So I'm going to need to do a reset of... I don't know if I got enough debuffs in this team. I've already got 3, 4, 5 on. I think I can only get to 6. Maybe actually... Maybe not. I can't flip form yet, but I get an extra turn here. 2 more debuffs up. Flip form. Don't have increased accuracy on anymore. Hopefully it counts after. We'll see. Can't stun. Can't sleep. None of that's relevant. Just keep me moving fast while I try and make this work. But it's actually really hard. Decrease attack as well. We've got 3, 6. So I might as well just smack him one. Can't get back around to that increase accuracy, but I can do it with my other fella. It's actually tough, this one. Block buffs. 3, 6. Just trying to keep them all on. I think I need to stay in this form with her. Get that back on. And then I think I can't form flip with Galathir. I was like, why can I not get his other form up? I can't because he's the target. So yeah, I think I'm stuffed on this one. I really need for him to be able to form flip and I can't get it done. So might just be as good as I can get. It's 5. Which is quite annoying. Because I've made him the jewel. I think I can change for future runs though. Oh, Toshiro's just absolutely KO'd himself. Oh, it does smite on as well. Does that count? 6. I mean, I'm counting 7. I'm counting 7. If they're counting smite as it's worked, then come on, game. Give me a freaking chance here. Don't know. Oh, it's because I haven't got my buffs up, right? So, there's too much to do. Didn't get the decrease attack on. Weaken's already on. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's really tough. Yeah, I'm going to fail. I think I'm going to end up on 10. Which is really harsh. It's so tough to do. There's so many things to be juggling here. And I really need to make someone else this dual target, I think, so that I can use his abilities better. Let's get Toshiro back into damage mode. Ready for the changeover. Yeah, that's a shame. Same with Mikage. Looks like 10 might end up being my maxed out thing here. We'll see on some of the other forms. I guess as I'm getting closer towards the end of this run, firstly, it's long, right? So, you know, although it's fun to do these trials, damn, it's going to be like a good, well over an hour time in this one run. The other thing which I've realized is I put my smite on Galathir when obviously he's got no accuracy because he's a low level smite. It's actually really not helping me at all. So yeah, I mean, that's not been great in terms of additional damage I could have got. Maybe I should have done it on the Mikage, who's a 6-star smite. It might have helped me with that other trial as well, thinking about it, where I needed to try and get those debuffs away in the right space. So little things like that I can just tweak for the future. That's easy enough to do. And I'm able to go full auto with my preset for these modes now where I'm not after trial. So I can, you know, for future, like speed through some of the areas. But again, if you're min-maxing, certainly with a Lamasu, she is not great at min-maxing, but damn, this Toshiro damage is absolutely off the charts. It's crazy. Okay, this is probably the last trial that I can actually get done here. Decrease accuracy whilst we've got increased resistance. Actually, do I even have that? I don't know if I do have that. Decrease accuracy whilst we get increased resistance would be form swap here. Do I have it that way around, or is it just decreased resistance? No, I think I've got the other way around. So yeah, I think that is going to be it for trials that I can get done, actually. I can lock his skills out though, which is pretty cool. Got to be careful because all of this is coming back to me in a minute. But yeah, it's going to be the last one. So yeah, I think 10 is going to be my max trials. Nothing else is feasible with this team, with the way I've got it set. Well, I'm going to let this bad boy roll through on auto now. My previous damage numbers are normally about 150 mil before we add these two crazy mythicals into the team. It shows with, you know, good gear, reasonable level of blessings. In fact, quite low level of blessings across everyone apart from Mikage here. But yeah, decent gear. Put some effort into the runs, taking me a full hour. And yeah, just trying to like understanding the trial stuff. It shows just how much more you can get done, which is mad. Almost, what's that, like, I guess an extra, if I normally do 150, it's like an extra 60-odd% damage compared to my best just by getting 2 new champions on the account. Crazy. And Toshiro's literally like, do you guys even do any damage? I've done it all. And that's still with things I can improve. Like, obviously, more blessings would help, but changing this brimstone for something else would have made more sense generally. But we're going to keep the result. does mean with 10 done and some of the higher level ones, I can actually get some of the mythical eyeballs now, which I've not been able to do before. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Crazy team. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.